hit the mother load. So I got my score inside. It was 105 degrees outside. This stuff was baking out there, so I got it in here. It's just in the back door, just right into the kitchen. Yeah, first of all, got a model I've never seen before. PS2 model 53. It's a 486 SLC2. These are all the same, except for this one. This is a PS2 model 90. I think that one is a 486 DX2, but I'm not sure. We'll find out when we power it on. Usually it says it right there on the badge, but they're all a little dirty, but they should wash up nice. These all have the disk drives in them that tend to last a little bit longer. The ones with the big blue button, they don't last very long. Anyways, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the 53s, and then the number 90, the model 90. And then I picked up this NCR with a tape drive and a what looks like a full height 3.5 inch disk drive. That looks kind of interesting. And this one, the Dell. I haven't seen a Dell like this in ages. It needs to be re-glued, but power switch, main power switch right up front. That should be neat. Of course, all these are going to have to be opened up because I heard some of them had things rattling around inside of them, so I want to make sure that there's nothing loose. There's no screws or anything like that sitting inside, and it'll short out the power supply when I turn them on. These PS2s are actually all supposed to work. Some of these are already in the on position. They're all supposed to work. And the reason why I have 12 of the PS2s is because I got a good deal. But I had to buy 10 or more. So there you go. These were off of lease. So let's look at this over here. And I've been meaning to get a Power Macintosh for a while, but the problem is I don't have a monitor. Well, I found these. They have the monitor, two of them, have the monitor built in. It's got the disk drive like I need, and a CD-ROM drive, which will be really helpful. Not sure what's on the back. There's my pizza I had for lunch. There's the on and off switch. Yeah, I have a ADB keyboard. I've got that. I don't know what was supposed to go there. Probably a modem. And your SCSI port. Anyway, hoping to use this or these to these Power Macs to make me some floppy disk for my Mac Plus and the Macintosh SE. That should be interesting. I got 2 of them in case one doesn't work. I got a spare part. I was going to. They were $20 a piece. I figured can't buy just one because if it breaks, what are you gonna do? So, and over here we have a Tandy 2500 XL. This should be a 386, I think. It's got a network controller in there. And this other one is a Commodore PC-10. I paid way too much money for this, but I just had to have it. Same thing with this one. I didn't pay $120 for it, but I paid way too much for it because these are hard to find. And it's in pretty good shape. It's just dirty. It just needs to be cleaned up. And we have some AT-XT cases. Looks like we got a full-fledged computer here. Looks like the disk drive doesn't Oh no, it's in there. It's just those rails. Got 2 empty cases and an XT computer. These should be fun to tinker around with. This one looks like it was made to have the keyboard up front. Well, we got a hard drive in this one. Looks like a low density 5 1/4 inch disk drive. And here, this one has a hard drive. And looks like it's an IDE. And why that hard drive is not in the hard drive bay, which is down there, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of these computers have funny, different odd names. These cases are pretty much standard, and then you could put your company logo and stick it on the case there. This is an actual IBM AT case. They just took the little label off, and somebody added a reset switch. But it's otherwise an IBM AT case. And so yeah, and then over here we have more stuff. Got 2 external SCSI bays, or SCSI enclosures. Found this. It's not a clicky keyboard, but it is an AT keyboard. Not real clicky, but it's good enough. And it was 80% off, so it was like what, $1. And we got a couple 5 1/4 inch high density disk drives. I'm not real sure if these work. I'm sure the heads need to be cleaned, so we'll have to. I do have some games that are on high density 5 1/4 inch, so I do need some of these. In here, I got some PS2 disk drives. Now this is the one I was talking about earlier that has the big button on it. And these are the ones that usually fail, that go bad. But this one looks like it's fairly new. So we have that. And then we have another one. And then we have the different style. This is still an IBM. And another one with the same. They're all high density. This is a brand new, never opened, 720K 1-inch high disk drive for the PS2 Model 25. Well, actually for the Model 30, because that's the smaller faceplate. And cables. Cables, and cables. They were 40 cents a piece, and I offered $30 for the whole thing. So I said, okay. Got some serial and parallel breakout IDE, the whole 40-pin IDE, and some floppy cables. Got several bags like that, and got that Dell breakout plug that works with that weird style video card Dell uses. It's ATI 2400, I think. Yep, HD 2400 with 256 megabytes of RAM. Ooh. Of course, when you're using a computer that has 0 RAM for video, using the onboard graphics, anything's better than onboard graphics. And then that's the adapter that goes with it. You plug 2 VGA monitors into that DVI. That weird. It's not really a DVI port. It's like a. No, it's their own special thing. And then I have. This is really what I got in this whole. That's why I picked up this whole box. These are hard to find. This has. These cables, these are floppy disk drive cables, but they have the card edge connector as well as the 3.5-inch connector. All of them are like that. Oh man. The biggest problem I find with older computers is when the disk, or at least just recently I've been finding this problem, that when the computer's having trouble reading the disk drive, it's the cable that's bad. Or the contacts inside get oxidized. Or the pins break, or sometimes the wire will break inside the plastic, inside the rubber, and you won't even know it's broken. It won't make good contact, or it gets corroded. These are all new. They're all nice and flexible. Very nice. And a couple of ATX power supplies. I use these, especially these older ones. This is only 140 watts, I think. Is it? 120 watts. I think I paid $1 for it. 120 watts, but the PCB inside is so small, I can take a bad PC power supply and take the board out of this and put it inside and replace the power supply with something newer. So that's what I get those for, and for testing and whatnot. And back over here, got a couple of hard drives. You know, I just kind of grabbed a bunch of them. I really didn't pay attention to what I was picking up. Looks like a 40 meg serial ATA, and then we have a 20 gig IDE, and then we have a serial ATA. It says 80 gig. Another IDE. This looks like, I think this is a 20 gig. Yeah, get done 18. Another IDE. And another 20 gig IDE. And I picked up, they had a whole box of these. Dr. DOS 5.0 from Digital Research. Got the original disc inside. Kinda cool. Always nice to have original disc. And some Apple stuff. It's for the G4. So I have a couple of G4 computers. Yeah, Macintosh Server G4. Yeah. I don't know. That may or may not work like I want it, but... And the last thing, 386 DX40 with no cache. Looks like 8 30-pin DIMM slots, and that cursed battery. I looked long and hard at that battery before I picked this up. Of course, again, I only paid like $1 for this board, but the battery has not really leaked all over the board. Just a little bit right there in that area. So I think it's good to go. And seeing that board would do well inside one of these cases. Except for these two. These two I think already have a motherboard in them. And I'm not sure about the other two. We'll have to take them apart and find out. So, which ones do I start on first?